hi everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in and watching today. My name is Kathleen Inoa, and I work for the Amen Clinics as the East Coast Outreach Manager. And I have with me here today the lovely Jenna. And Jenna, thank you so much for being here and taking the time to talk to me and answer some questions. So appreciate you doing that.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here. So thank you for having me.
Anytime. And Jenna is one of our amazing clinical partners. She's traditionally trained in clinical counseling modalities, but has expanded her practice with more holistic approach, which I'll let Jenna expand on that. So Jenna, would you like to kind of introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. So I started in the field working with a lot of trauma and as mentioned, more traditionally trained. And over the years, I've just discovered that there are some more holistic integrative approaches that really can give us more movement forward, more healing, and more integration. Everything is about integrating the different parts, whether it's from, trauma or stress or you're depressed or anxious, the more we can start to feel whole, right? The more that we can decrease those symptoms that are uncomfortable and start to feel like we're healing and we're more integrated. And so that's, part of that journey really led me to things like integrating things like tapping, EFT, Reiki, brain spotting, these modalities that get at a deeper level than traditional talk therapy, so that we're working with more of the, the energy system of the body. We're working with physical layers, emotional layers, and deeper in the brain where we really store these kind of emotional dysregulation and traumas. And so I've just found modalities to make so much progress for people.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I love the idea of the holistic and the integrative approach, because we're not all like separate in our being. So it's just really amazing to combine everything together and kind of take it from there.
Absolutely, yes.
Oh, that's awesome. So can I ask, how did you get connected with us, like the Amen clinics and this world of brain health?
Yeah. Well, I think it was like probably years and years ago, I saw Dr. Amen on, PBS. And so I was like, oh, I really like what he says. I love the idea of like the brain scans. And I've always been one to like, let's figure out what the real problem is, right? So, it's like, if you go to a mechanic with your car, right? And you're like, well, the engine light's on. So fix that problem. And they unplug the engine light and give you the car back and say, well, the light's off, problem fixed. You didn't really fix the problem. There was just a temporary fix. It's a Band-Aid. And I've always been one to want to know what's really going on, what's really creating the problems that we're seeing. And I like that when I, first came across Dr. Amen years and decade ago or more, that he seemed to have that approach of trying to get to the bottom of what's really going on. And it was a few years ago, maybe 3 or so years ago, where I did a brain spotting training, and it was at the Amen Center there in Manhattan, where you are. So that's how I really got more directly connected and just really got a deeper appreciation for what you guys do, getting to meet some of your staff and learn more about your processes and seeing how much it aligned with the way that I approach working with people as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I think there's obviously a beautiful synergy between brain spotting and Reiki and tapping and the work that we do. So I just thank you for it, because it's a pretty topic. For sure. So can I ask, what would you say kind of sets you apart from other clinicians out there, the work that they do?
Yeah. I mean, of course, we all have something very unique, I think, to bring to the table. And a big component of, support of the idea that, it's really, you've got to have good rapport with whoever you connect with for, healing work, whatever modality it may be. For myself, I think a couple things come to my mind. One is my understanding of the energy systems of the body and how that influences how we feel, how we can work with the energies of the body to support our mental health, our physical health. because I'm really about empowering people to, be able to take things home from sessions and actually do something with it. That's one of the biggest, I think, most common feedback. One of the most common feedback I get from my clients often is that they feel like they're getting things that they can actually use and make change on their own, right? Instead of sometimes, some people feel like I just come and I talk and then what, right? Whereas I want to give them some real life tools that will help to shift things, and not just be a Band-Aid, but really help to shift things at a deeper level. And that's where working with the energy, like, Reiki can do that, tapping. There's other energy techniques that fall under the category of either energy psychology or energy medicine. And so those are some of the techniques that I'll use to help people understand what they can do for themselves that can really shift things. So, and brain spotting as well, we can work on how you can use that technique yourself to, whether it's release something or enhance, something on your own. So there's a lot we can do with those kind of modalities, which is why I like them so much, because they're great for using those modalities that are great in session, but also can be great for people to use at home in different ways. So the other thing that I feel sets me apart from other clinicians is I'm actually blind. And so the reason that I felt it was important to bring up is because I know for a lot of my clients, they share with me that something that in their own way kind of puts them at ease, that sometimes people feel, I would say, more comfortable because they right away recognize that obviously I've been through my own stuff, right? Because I can't hide it. Well, kind of. A lot of people don't know when they meet me, but basically it's out there. And so sometimes they'll share with me that it kind of made them feel a little bit more at ease. I've had other people who've shared too that because, I'm not actually able to see them, it actually takes off some of the pressure they might feel with someone, looking at them while we're talking. So it's been interesting to see the different ways that it's been a benefit in session, for my clients. The other way that I think it's benefited me personally with my work that I do is that it's helped me to become more in tune with my client, having a deeper attunement to them and what they may be processing or going through, because I'm more tapping into, the sense or that kind of feel that you get around somebody and what may be going on. So it's like this different level of attunement than just visually looking at someone and seeing, oh, okay, they might be tearful or they might be looking a little bit angry. I'm tapping in a different way that helps to kind of enhance that connection with them, I've discovered.
Yeah, just really tapping into that energy.
Yeah, exactly. Everything is energy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I love the fact that it's like that can easily be taken as a crutch, right? Like when you lose your sight, it can turn into this whole victim mentality. But I love the fact that you took that as a strength and using that as energy towards your own practice. That's just
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
So I guess I would just love to know more about, like, has our partnership with Amen Clinics helped you at all, or in what way has it done that? Like, how can we support you?
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things for me that's been a struggle is over the years, finding other resources for my clients. Because as I gain more knowledge in this field, I realize that there are so many things that can create depression or anxiety, so my start from trauma, right? Of course, trauma is always going to create problems, right? That's its own animal. But then you've got other things going on that can create what appear to be mental health looking like issues, but really there's a deeper cause to it. And I find so many of my fellow practitioners and their therapists, they don't have an awareness because it's extra information you have to seek. They don't teach this to you in school. You have to seek it, but we don't realize that, for me, the way I look at things, it's like there's really two categories of what causes any kind of mental health or physical ailment. And it really boils down to traumas and toxins, right? has an overflow of toxins, which, I'll give a few examples in a moment, that's going to create a problem for that person, especially depending on what their genetics are and how their genetics can handle that level of toxin. So everyone's different. We all have our personal, makeup and our own genetic system. But those toxins, it's like you put too much in a bucket, eventually the bucket's going to overflow. And all of our buckets may be a different size and shape and all that fun stuff. But toxins are still, in the long run, not going to be beneficial for our body. And so it's things like, mold toxicity can cause depression. But, people don't realize that, right? Food sensitivities, because, everything begins in the gut, right? So much research is coming forward now about the connection to the gut and, certain mental health issues. I was reading not too long ago on the American Psychological Association website, and, it was one article, but it was very exciting to read it. And it was saying how they're feeling that the new wave of psychiatry down the road, because it's going to take a while to get there, but down the road is going to be looking more at what probiotic strand do people need to add balance into their gut to bring balance and regulation to their emotional state.
Oh, I love that.
And synthetic medication. So I was jumping for joy when I read that because I was like, oh my goodness, they know it too. So
you're onto something. That's amazing.
Yeah. So, I'm not saying yay or nay for medication. Everyone's got to make the right choice for themselves, of course. But if we can begin to understand, at a deeper level, what's really going on. And that's where, when I connected with you guys, knowing that you guys do look at that stuff, you look at the gut health, you look at at brain scans, what's really going on to get to the cause. Like, is there some kind of toxicity issue creating these symptoms that you remove the toxin and the body will start to regulate itself?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely.
I think we all need those, sorry, to say those like partnerships in the field because unfortunately can do it all, right? So
yeah, no, you read my mind. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's like,
yeah.
Like, it's just, there's so many benefits that come from this collaboration because obviously it's hard to talk through someone who's going through toxins like that. It's more of a biomedical thing that we have to help kind of tune out. So it just makes sense. And then obviously we can't do the tapping and the Reiki and the energy work that might be needed afterwards. So no one person can do everything. So I just,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's, an interest of mine and I've got a little knowledge, just if I feel to like kind of look for the warning signs and know when I need to refer out. Right. And so to have those trusted people, because for years I had nowhere to refer people. Like I knew there was something more, but I was not trained to deal with it. So there I was just going, okay, well, I'll deal with the parts I can help you with, just not knowing where to refer people. And now I've got better resources. So it's great.
Oh, no, and we're so happy to help and be a part of it and hopefully help just be a tool and a resource for your own practice. Just really help. Yeah. I like to say like change the world one person at a time or one person at a time. Like it's
absolutely.
Oh. So let's say if someone wanted to connect with you or find you, what would be the best way for them to do that for service?
So my business name is Holistic Awakenings. So that's plural, Holistic Awakenings. So they can go to my website, which is holisticawakenings.com. My Facebook page is Holistic Awakenings, and my Facebook group is Holistic Awakenings Tribe. And any of those resources, they can then find a way to, if they want to message me, contact me in any way, they'll have all that information there.
Wow, perfect. So, Jenna, do you have any final thoughts or anything you want to share with our viewers before we wrap it up?
Just, I want to thank you again for taking the time to chat with me today. This has been fun. And I just really hope that, maybe something, I look at things always as everything is a breadcrumb, right? Like we can take things and go, okay, here's a piece of a breadcrumb in my journey of trying to heal and get better. And so maybe hopefully someone got a breadcrumb today. Maybe they're going to go look at toxins. Maybe they're going to decide to, Google tapping or whatever it is. I hope that everybody's, maybe gotten a little something out of today to move forward on their journey and feeling more integrated and whole.
Oh, I love that. I hope so too. I love the breadcrumb approach. And even
Yeah.
being inspired by you and your story and the power that you bring. I think that's my breadcrumb for the day. So.
Oh, well, thank you.
And if anyone out there wants to learn more about the Amen Clinics, you can always visit amenclinics.com as well. But again, thank you, Jenna, so much for your time and your knowledge and just to talk with me. And I look forward to connecting with you again.
Yes, me too. Thank you.
No problem. Bye, guys.
Bye.